All right, today our question is, why do some people have period loss when going vegan, and how can this be dealt with best?
I occasionally hear people report this from time to time. And to get to the main point of it, it's usually young women who are very lean and petite, and they've been consuming a low-fat diet to begin with. Often previous to their adopting a completely plant-based diet, they've had some dairy in their diet. Why is that important? Because the cows are pregnant now, and there's estrogens in the milk, in the cheese, et cetera, that people consume, and it exerts estrogenic effects in the body. And then when they stop the dairy, their estrogen levels fall a bit till their own ovaries pick up the slack. And as the estrogen levels fall, the periods may stop. So the lack of dairy in the diet, which is a good thing, along with the estrogen levels falling, your risk of breast lumps go down, the risk of fibroids go down, risk of hysterectomies go down. It's not a bad thing to be without the dairy estrogens, but may show up as irregular period scheduling there. But second, it has to do with the amount of fat in the diet. The estrogens in the body are made by the ovaries mostly, although the adrenals make some, and subcutaneous fat tissue makes a little bit. But they are made from fats. The cholesterol molecule is the base molecule. It's a fatty molecule. And the estrogens are created from cholesterol by the ovaries, adding side groups, etc. So very low fat diets, and many of the women are very weight conscious, and many of the ones who lose their periods are athletes. They're long distance runners who eat a low fat diet anyway. They don't have much body fat on them. And then they go completely plant-based, and their fat intake falls to a level where they don't have enough fats to make the estrogens and the period stop. So if this applies to you, the listener of this particular segment, it's most likely you're just not eating enough calories in general. So your body is using fats for fuel instead of making them available for estrogen synthesis. And second, you're not eating enough fat in your diet. So calories in general should increase. More beans, more quinoa, more whole grain pastas or whatever, up your calorie intake, more potatoes, etc. But also you are entitled, especially if you're a lean, petite runner, you are entitled to more fat in your diet. Have a half of an avocado every day, a handful of walnuts, have some olives without a lot of salt in them, but and certainly flax seeds, chia seeds, hemp seeds, those omega-3 containing seeds. Get those fatty foods in your diet. Do not be afraid of them. You need them. That's what the lack of a period is telling you. And usually if you up the calorie intake by a few hundred calories a day and you add some more fats into the diet, now periods usually come back. It's not a sign of anything seriously wrong, and your body still remembers how to cycle there. So if that happens to you, up your calories and fat, and you should have no problems. If after you do that, you still have some problems, find a plant-based doctor to give you some counseling on that. There's going to be more and more of them around. Hi, everyone. Dr. Michael Klaper here, announcing our new format for our Q&A with Dr. K. Annie Hagen will be asking me one question that's been sent in by our viewers. So if you want to see if your question is getting answered, do join us for our Q&A with Dr. K right here. Hope to see you then.